Hello everyone, this is Saurav. It's raining today since the morning, and I just thought about making a video. I'm not in my earlier setup for some reasons, but I just want to talk about a few things. So let's start. So yesterday, right before I fell asleep, I was actually contemplating about a lot of bad habits that I currently inherit, and that actually made me realize that uh, there are two extremely bad habits or bad trait that I have that I really need to work on, and that is why I'm gonna talk about both of these two topics in two different videos. And in this first video, I just want to take up an idea or take up a situation that I experience a lot, and that is that I always expect certain shock or certain radical scenario to happen in my life in order to mend my current existing ways, recognize my mistakes, and start making the right decisions. I don't know if I can be completely clear with my topic, but yes, a lot of times I experience certain situations in my life that are not too good, or that are too shocking, or that are too harsh for me. But again and again, I have realized that those are the only situations that actually make me rethink all my mistakes, rethink my bad decisions, and start working on making myself better. That sounds like an idealistic situation where I get my lesson and I start working, properly, start being good. But I think, why does it always have to be necessary to be that? I feel, why does it always have to be necessary for me to experience troubling situations or doubtful scenarios or extremely emotionally draining circumstances in order to learn a lesson and then start working properly? Why do I can't do that beforehand, so I don't even have to be face to face with that particular situation in the first place? Yes, I want to talk about this, and I think I'm not the only one. There are a lot of people here who also experience that thing, because I think there are some people who are like me, who are too much comfortable in their comfort zone. They are too lazy to even reflect on their everyday actions, or if they are making a mistake, they find it extremely difficult to even correct it, because it feels like too much of a grueling task for us, and that only makes us miserable day by day. I honestly feel that, because somewhere I feel that that's too much big of a sacrifice we have to make every single time, and that actually takes a lot away from us that rather than it gives. And that's not a bargain I really want to do every single day or repetitively over a long period of time. I know, we have always glorified, learning from bad situations, encountering, terrible things, doing mistakes, and then learning from them. But I feel now it's the time that we don't even have to do that. We don't even have to encounter certain scenarios, encounter those shocks in our life, or even expect for them to happen. Why can't we just work and mend ourselves in such a way that we never have to think about those as a catalyst for our growth? And I think if we stop depending ourselves, depending ourselves with our mistakes, stop depending on those lessons for us to give us this boost, give us that kickstart, then I think we will be in much bigger of a profit. We will you know actually gain a lot of things beforehand, and in that process we don't have to lose something at all. It's truly a ambiguous thing that I came with, but it's extremely personal for me because I have always done that. I've always been extremely slow in my actions, extremely lazy in my actions, and I have always depended myself with certain emotional roller coasters to happen with me in order for me to make a radical change, or make a big change, or make a big move, or make a move that I am dedicated to do for a longer period of time. Harm shouldn't be the motivation for us. Sacrifices shouldn't be the motivation for us. We should make ourselves, we should position ourselves in such a way that we don't have to make those sacrifices or experience those harms in the first place. And the people who can actually connect with me with these things already know that they have already experienced those situations a lot of time. So why don't we just stop experiencing them? Why don't we start working on ourselves and working on our actions in such a way that we don't have to face them again, that we don't have to think about learning from our lessons? Why don't we start making plans and taking action in such a planned manner that we don't have to make too much mistakes in our way? And I think that's one thing that will sharply or vastly differentiate us from the people who are still learning from their mistakes, who are still waiting for something different, mostly something bad for them to happen, so that say they can get out of bed and start the work. That will, I think, if we consider this and in side of our heads, and always carry this within ourselves, I think we will be far ahead than a majority of population who are still in their comfort zones, who still ask for motivation. I feel don't ask for motivation, you know because motivation is something that comes from inside rather than outside. I have always believed that. And if you are disciplined enough, if you are consistent enough in your everyday actions, you don't have to motivate yourself, because that will come from inside of you, and that will come in the form of deep love and deep passion for your work. And then you don't have to think about too much about learning from the mistakes. I'm blabbering, just blabbering, but we don't actually have to you know think too much about making mistakes, probably. And we don't have to always rely on some external stimulus for us to start doing something, or take our actions. And then we won't be a car that runs fast for a certain amount of time and then stops, but rather we will be a train. Oh, that's really a weird simile I'm coming up with, but we will be a train that goes at a consistent speed for a long period of time, without too much speed breakers, without too much on and off acceleration, without too much shock. And I think in that particular way we can go for a long distance. I know I'm not someone who can who is capable of advising you all about what to do or what to not, but I just feel that I have gained certain lessons over a period of time after reflecting on my bad traits, and I just want to be extremely honest with you all about it. So if there are just a few people who can connect with me, I think they will realize that some the things that I'm saying can actually have certain significance also in their lives. So yes, this was an idea I came up with. Make sure you stay for the next video where I'm talking about another thing that I came up with yesterday. And yes, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you again. Until then, take care. Bye bye.